I love the NES Classic Edition when it came out. Same thing with the Super Nintendo. It was a lot of fun, the Classic Editions, little mini consoles. And I've had them all, and I still do own like every single one of these mini editions that came out. But at one point I had like all the import versions, and I wound up getting rid of them. It was kind of redundant. But the one I regretted getting rid of was this Gold Famicom, the Shonen Jump 50th Anniversary Edition. And yeah, it just had Japanese games on it. And I wasn't sure, like, did they make fake ones of this one? Because I'm starting to see a bunch of them out there for sale. And I'm just kind of curious. But I bought this off of eBay. I will, if it turns out it's good, I'll link the seller on eBay. But this was 99 bucks, but they hacked it. I don't normally buy hacked Classic Editions. I don't even use the ones that I have hacked other than the PlayStation Classic. But this one, the individual stated that it has 1,000 games on it. So I was like, okay, all the games that originally came on this, like, were kind of, if you didn't understand Japanese, were difficult to play. Some of them, not all of them. But you had things like Dragon Quest, some of the Dragon Ball games, Fist of the North Star, it looks like. I don't know, some wrestling stuff. There's interesting things here, but obviously this was for a Japanese market. Came out in 2018. I'm hoping this is legit. The packaging looks legit, but I don't know. We will find out. If I have to open the actual system, I guess I will. But we're going to check it out, those 1,000 games supposedly that are on here. Like, I don't even know what type of games are on there. They didn't even say. It was just like 1,000 games. Okay, this is a good sign because in the listing, I didn't see any of the paperwork being included. So that's kind of a good sign that it's legit or could be legit. Has the official Nintendo website there. Some other warnings and stuff. Okay, I think the only thing they said they added was a power supply because these things didn't come with them in Japan. So we got that. We have the have a power cable. I don't know if this is an original power cable that came with this thing. I do remember they had like these little tags on them. And there is an HDMI cable. Yeah, this is not Nintendo branded or anything. I don't remember if this version came with anything Nintendo branded in that regard. But here is the system. The wonky thing, that's the inside packaging. So obviously this was an open box. The box kind of had some dings in it, but supposedly it's open box. They just added these games. So it looks like the branding's all good. Power, non-working eject, obviously. You do have a reset. This flap, I don't think comes up. Underneath, we do have a serial number. Nintendo, the model number, made in China. So maybe I should open this thing up. I don't know. It looks fine. Here's the Player 1 controller. But yeah, the wonky thing with the Famicom minis was they came with these tiny-ass controllers that were hardwired to the system, which is really, as far as replicating and miniaturizing the legit system, actually works great with this if all you're looking for is a proper look. Because the NES controllers that came with the NES Classic, they're full size. System's miniature, but the full size controllers, obviously, for usability, whereas this one's going to be a little more difficult. That's still kind of neat. I don't know. I think it's legit. I don't know about all the power supply stuff that came with it, but all right. I'm going to have to take these feet off and open it up just to check the board. Okay, here we go. So far, everything is looking okay on the inside, but we got to flip the board around, and there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 screws. So this, just to, real quick, I really love this little electronic repair kit, all these different screwdrivers and different bits and whatnot. Link in the description if you're interested in something like this. Really comes in handy. A little over 20 bucks, way cheaper than a lot of companies out there selling stuff like that. I've been using it a lot lately. Be careful because we do have that ribbon cable and some wires. Okay. I forgot about that big heat sink on there. Everything looks proper. I've been trying to do a lot of research on the board for this specific, model, and I'm not finding any scans, videos, or anything out there. But comparing it to the original Famicom Mini, everything looks good. The chips are the same and whatnot, but the only difference I'm seeing is on the Famicom Minis up here, it would say NES main side B, but up here it just says SHVC main and then side B down here. But overall, everything looks good on this. Clone ones that I've seen before, they really cheap out as far as the internals go, and they look really bad. So kind of a little inconclusive with my thoughts on that as far as it being legit, but it looks too good to be a fake in my opinion. But I may just open one of these controllers as well, because if they decided to cheap out anywhere, maybe it's on the controller, but I'm having a good feeling this is fine. Like, they wouldn't go through the trouble of having like the heat sink, the actual same board and whatnot. But yeah, let me go ahead and get this thing put back together. I'll quickly open one of these controllers just to see. It just worries me because the clones of these, the outside appearance, like on the NES Classic and Super Nintendo, they started looking so good, but the internals would still look kind of bad. But this is looking legit right here. I'm not gonna take it all the way out because there is another screw there. But yeah, I think it's fine. I think it's fine. But I was kind of questioning it simply because for this being like $100, and they hacked it to add 1,000 games to it. A lot of times people think like, doing the quickly adding a bunch of games increases the value by a bunch. I personally don't think it does, but you could find non-hacked ones that are brand new for the same price. PlayAsia still has them at $100. Plenty of other places. PlayAsia is legit. Like, they're not selling you, fakes. So yeah, I kind of was just questioning it. Maybe this was not an actual new system. It was just kind of cleaned up and, hacked real quick, bought on the cheap, and then added some games and resold maybe. I don't know. But yeah, I think it's legit. Looks like there's too much effort to try to pass this off with how the boards look and everything. But let's go ahead and check it out and play some games. See what's on there. 1,000 games. Holy crap. Okay, so powering this thing on, we're greeted to the Hack-Chi logo. I always hated having these systems set up with the logo in the beginning. Forget that noise. But I do remember now, the listing did say that they changed this to the US NES Classic Edition and then added the 1,000 games or whatever, right? So that's what we have here. We should have a folder somewhere that takes us, there we go, more games. So far, yeah, this is looking like it's a legit system. But let's check out the more games, because if it's all NES games and they put 1,000 games on here, there's probably going to be some boo-boo-ness. Let's just go into a random folder here. Okay. So yeah, a bunch of NES games, some no logo stuff. Felix the Cat twice. Interesting. Some Famicom games. Is this English translated Final Fantasy II? Finger DDR, so okay, Fire Drive. They put some ROM hacks and homebrews on here. That's how they got these numbers up. Yeah, that's not gonna be as clean as what I would prefer. But let's see, is this Final Fantasy II in English? Oh yeah. Hey, that's cool. At least we got the English translated version of Final Fantasy II here, but let's get out of there. See what else they got going on here. Okay, how do we go back up? Ah, I didn't mean to click Felix Cat. Damn it. Yeah, no thanks. But I mean, it looks like it's properly done as far as the hack goes, but yeah, this kind of a big dumpy set of games kind of looks like. I mean, some good stuff, like, getting some homebrews, hacks, legit things, Japanese games, it's just kind of like too much for me. Too much for me as far as the way it is. I would prefer it to be cleaner, just have the US games. But let's see. Let me pick something. This is one of my favorite games on the NES, Wampum. Let's see if the save states work. Ah, crap. I mean, don't knock the little tiny controller. It's still very playable. It's still very playable. Love this game. Okay, hit reset. Yeah, we got where we could save. So it's, you know, it's just NES games. There's nothing else on here. So there should still be space for everything to use the suspend points. But okay, I mean, I don't think I got ripped off or anything with this, you know, setup. It appears to be legit. It's just, you know, tons of games. That's it. Tons of NES games. Cool, I guess. I mean, if you're interested, I'll put a link to the seller I bought this from on eBay in the description. But, you know, if you want a cleaner setup, it's very simple to add your own games. I'm actually heavily contemplating here restoring this to the Shonen Jump, you know, kernel and whatnot, which I don't have the original because I didn't do the hack myself, so I didn't back up the kernel here. But those kernels are available online, like archive, you know, the Internet Archive. You can find them all. So I may do that, restore to the Shonen Jump, and then add a handful of games, maybe. Or just leave it to Shonen Jump. I don't know yet. That's all I really wanted. But when I saw this one for like the same price as what everybody else was charging, I was like, I'll take a shot at it. But yeah, really cool little system, Gold Famicom. Let me know what you guys think. I love this stuff. This thing is like 6 years old now, this one, since it released. I don't know, I really still enjoy these things. And I know there's tons of options to play these games, but I like them. Let me know what you think. Bye.